Empathy is policy. Empathy is gun reform. That's what the f*** are we talking about?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this emergency episode, I guess, of the Jam. This won't be officially our 30th, I guess, full episode, but we wanted to stop in because of the news that just hit everybody's airwaves over the last couple days.
Yeah.
If you don't know who's sitting here already,
It's the motherfucking
It's the motherfucking
Jam.
If y'all watched the recent episode we just dropped, the boy Matt was not here.
I wasn't even here.
Yeah.
Wait,
I wasn't.
you was faking that shit? Cause like, why you not? so really what happened was I had a little shorty pull up. You had
Okay.
So
Nigga had tuberculosis.
Yeah. I was dying. The same hoodie for 4 days. I was in the same hoodie for 4 days. I smelled like shit. It was crazy.
But thank you guys for all the well wishes and everything.
Yeah, bro,
what happened was during the end of the last recording, I immediately called Matt. So he like super boosted and got healthy for us to come back and all dress.
Bro, like his whole body just regenerated.
Bro, I was taking all types of shit.
And it was important because it's very important things that we kind of have to address today. As many of you know, as everybody should know at this point, Charlie Kirk was killed the other day. I think 1 day or 2 days ago now, yesterday now.
Yep.
And he was shot at a rally that he was doing in Utah. And everyone's reactions has kind of just spilled out. And there is just a lot of talk on what conversation need to be having. A lot of people trying to tell other people how to feel. A lot of people trying to explicitly make sure that everyone understands the message that political violence is wrong, which is something that we all agree with.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people saying nuts shit.
And I think that we need, in an effort to have a candid conversation, we have to be honest and we have to be consistent.
Yeah.
So I want to begin with just initial reactions of where we were when it happened.
Yep.
As written.
Jam format.
Jam format.
Let's do
Jam format.
Yeah, well, we've told you the story about where 3 of us were actually when it happened. It was as soon as we got done recording, and then I get told that he was shot, and I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, it still doesn't. I'm like, what do you mean? And then
Charlie shot? No,
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to go on Twitter, but I did go on Twitter and I searched up his name, and then I seen the video. I seen it, and I'm not a nigga who is the best when it comes to looking at like blood or like people even breaking bones like on Instagram. I'm like, look away. So I seen it. The first time, the one time I seen everything I needed to see, I looked away. I think I seen the footage from far away again after that. And that kind of like everything was happening at the same time. So we got done recording. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then it was just kind of that for like a little bit. I'm pretty sure y'all had a similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I first seen the video, it put me, number one, it's traumatizing for anybody who saw it, especially the close-up shot. That shit was ridiculous. When I first seen it, it put me in a mode of fear for a moment, and it almost choked me up a little bit. I almost like shed a tear because it's like you see something happen to somebody that you don't necessarily know, but is in the same field, just on the opposite side, and it kind of fucks you up a little bit. But then I had to really lock in and really, how am I supposed to say this?
Like deep with
Continue your thought process.
Deep what is going on and what happened, and basically like
start to build around it.
Yeah.
The information you're given, I feel like.
Yeah.
What about you?
When I first saw it, it kind of relate to like what AB said, was like the fear of it. And it wasn't it was a fear in the sense of watching someone die. Of like, once I saw the video, like the whole thing of Charlie Kirk, the title, everything around him kind of went away for a second. It was just like, oh my God, I just saw someone just get murked in front of everybody. And at first I was like, no, this has to be fake. Because I remember our producer had told us before we even seen the video. I'm like, there's no way. I was like, I don't know if he got shot or it's just a shooting there. Until we saw the video, I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot believe he just died in the way he did. And then after that fear, it was a thing for the whole day, even till now, just straight anger. And the reason won't get into much of it now. The reason of the anger was just now because everything came back rushing in of who he was and everything surrounding around.
Yeah. I think mine was, man, I'm in the crib. I'm sick. I'm chilling. I'm like, Matt, you got to get your life together today because I'm feeling like shit. But I'm like, you got to get your life together. You missed the episode. I was mad as shit. I missed the episode. I'm like, whatever. I think I was in the bathroom like brushing my teeth or something. JJ called me. I'm like, what the hell? He calling me randomly during the thing. I'm like, what's going on? He calls me. He's like, Matt. I'm like, what? He like, bro, Charlie Kirk just got shot. I'm like, you're bullshitting. He like, Charlie Kirk just got shot, man. I'm like, bro, you're not serious. They send me the video, bro.
Off back.
When I saw it,
I'm like, he's gone. Off back.
I ain't gonna lie. First thought, I'm like, if this is a real video, if this is the real, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, he ain't make it, gang. I'm like, you got shot in your jugular.
The jugular.
And,
I'm like, that's not no like.
You're not recovering from that.
The reason why I wanted to start here with everybody's reaction is because, and getting to that anger point, because I was terrified too, because if you really want to strip it down to its most base form, and especially if you're coming from somebody who doesn't really know Charlie Kirk and just sees politics as this theater where people are just talking and making their points.
Yeah.
In the most basic format to somebody from the outside looking in, I am just Charlie Kirk, but on the other side.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody get shot in that same like line of work, like you said, it's terrifying because I'm like, now I'm terrified for the people that I fuck with. I'm terrified for y'all. I'm terrified for like just the concept that we live in a country that happens and can happen and everything. And that's where the fear and where the empathy is. And I think that that's completely justified. And I think that's a human reaction.
Yeah.
And I think anybody trying to police how people are reacting as though that initial like shaking, like, oh shit, a human just died, isn't what everybody felt already. Like, I feel like we're kind of in a false dichotomy where it's either you are bawling, crying, and you understand that if you do not fully condemn and continuously like eulogize the person, then that means that you're evil, you don't have empathy, and you want to see the destruction of all of us because people can just get shot now. Or I think the more reasonable thing is, yeah, you can see that and be like, oh my God, that shouldn't have happened. But again, that's not where the conversation should end.
So a lot of people, what they did, and I'm glad that you pointed it out, a lot of people immediately, as you go on the internet, that was the first thing I did after that. I'm like, all right, let's check Twitter, let's check Instagram, what's going on, what people talking about, because now I knew I had to make a video on it. So I'm like, okay, let's start to build out this video, Matt. A lot of people stopped exactly where you said, bro. They didn't allow themselves to start to kind of really gauge, okay, this happened. I have my initial thoughts and feelings about it. But what is the broad point? What is the actual conversation around what just happened and what I need to talk about?
Niggas didn't let it simmer down. Niggas
just literally saying how it is because I don't have time for the other bullshit. Like, I went on Instagram literally after everything happened, and I went and I saw Van post, and I was like, oh, I wonder what his opinions on it is. And he was like, don't let anyone rob you of your compassion. And I saw that, and my instant thing was anger because it was like you said, first off, you have to look behind everything. Why not just let it simmer? No, people don't let it simmer because they want to be the first one to have it out.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sure, you want your opinion out. At the same time, you not letting yourself let that simmer. Now you're trying to police everyone on their feelings about how it is. You do not have the right to look me in my eye and tell me how I feel about this at all. You just don't.
Nope. And let's begin right there, because
level one,
we cannot have a discussion, and I'm not hearing it. We can't have a discussion about how to combat political violence in this country and how to return us to a time or get us to a time, because we're in America. And if you're just now waking up to violence in this country, welcome. Thank you for waking up.
Hello.
Where have you been?
But
been here.
We cannot have a conversation as to how to make sure that children, wives, and kids and all types of stuff don't watch more people get shot in front of them without having the discussion on how to do that. It's like with every other killing that we keep seeing, There's videos on my channel right now where you can verbatim hear me saying there hasn't been 1 year where I've been on this platform and haven't had to make a school shooting video.
Yeah.
So
on the day of it happening,
yeah,
and we'll talk about that as well.
Talk about it.
So this is where the empathy part comes in, because if we really want to create a world in which stuff like this does not happen, we have to address how stuff like this has happened. And I'm going to include the resources and everything that we're going to talk about, but the first thing that I want to start with is terrorism in the United States by ideology from 2000 to 2018. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I want to start here is because the complex thing about this situation with Charlie Kirk is that you don't want a society with hateful speech, hateful rhetoric that could lead to somebody getting shot. Mm-hmm. What do you do when advocating to create that society means wholeheartedly rejecting people like Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
And that a lot of people are not ready for that level of the conversation.
Nope.
And you want to hold people to this standard of where their empathy should be. Mm-hmm. But when I try to hold you to the standard of where, as a people,
where our empathy
should be, if we're pushing this hateful rhetoric as a people, if our empathy needs to be this way, how is that not valid? But
it's known.
The other one is valid.
I was gonna say it's the reason why I brought up this is because it's known that far-right extremism has been increasing over the years since specifically the rise of Donald Trump in 2015. Yep. In 2016, we had Gamergate, where people were losing their mind because there were women in video games. Yeah. Then we had Charlottesville. Yeah. Then we have all types of furthering political violence. There's another video, and when we make the clips, I'm gonna keep including these videos. There's another video where I specifically cover the path that Trump has taken when it comes to his rhetoric and how he stands out from all major political candidates for president, regardless of party. And he even stands further away from Republican rhetoric than Democrats are in his rhetoric because of how dangerous it's been and how popular it's become to dehumanize your enemy, to lie about your enemy, to threaten violence. I'm seeing memes of Trump all the time until just now being bang. Bang, idolizing political violence. War in Chicago.
To add on it, literally, like, when you have a fascist, the society is just going to be a reflection of that fascist. Mm-hmm. So, my nigga, if you think that there's going to be no violence, when he went on Twitter and put a thing where I'm thinking it's a whole GTA 6 promo, no, it's shy-pocalypse, and you think nothing's going to happen to anyone. You think no one's going to act crazy throughout these years.
Let's keep it a being, gang. And I think there were so many instances this week over the past like 24, 48 hours where I'm like, y'all not keeping it a beam.
Y'all not
how
keeping
this
it a
shit
beam.
really been,
like,
bro.
And the thing is, too, we can't forget what he said about the Fifth Avenue shit.
Yeah.
You can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue.
Reoccurring instances.
So if you want to understand why political violence is bad, and you're looking for, and this death in particular has caused you to finally have that awakening moment to political violence being bad. So when you have to continue living your days, what will you now do with that emotion? Where are you going to devote that effort to making sure that we don't see more political violence? Because the person who was victimized in this scenario has been one of, if not the chief arbiter of political violence in this country and the increase of it.
I want to add to what you just said. Also with that, when everything happened, what did Trump do already? Blamed it on the left.
What did Elon Musk do?
We're making this a war and everyone who's listening, it's the left's fault, instead of really internalizing, I wonder where the rise of violence came in, when fascists came in our government.
So, to those of you who are morally condemning those who are reacting
or making videos
or like trying to police how people are reacting and trying to prescribe how people should be reacting. Can we play the words of the President of the United States in the news, his first news appearance after addressing the nation about Charlie Kirk, which he did not do about the school shooting in Colorado.
Nope.
We don't want political
completely
violence,
skated over that shit.
But let's play what he said when he went on Fox News afterwards about political violence and how we unite as a country in the death, like after the death of someone like Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime.
You couldn't care less.
Let's hear it one more time.
We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less.
I had to hear it again. Okay. So, the President of the United States just unequivocally refused to turn down the temperature. The most powerful leader in the entire world just saw a fascist get murked. And his response when asked, even by fascists in his own party, how do we bring the country together after this? He said, I couldn't care less.
He couldn't. But
my question to those of you who are tone policing how people are reacting, if my reaction of sorrow and sadness and crying and acknowledging his humanity would have made a difference, then why did Elon Musk say it was our fault before his body was cold? And why did the president just say, I don't care?
And we're focusing on empathy.
Because if we're being honest, you know why? It's because that's what I'm like, y'all niggas not keeping it in. Because guess what? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's never mattered.
It's never mattered.
People think as though... And I like what you said when you first started this, and we talked about it so much this weekend. The theatrics of all of this thing, right? People think that this political shit is like theater.
They think it's a fucking game. They think that there's a red side and a blue side.
They think that I'm gonna boot up my phone and I'm gonna make all these arguments, and these arguments are not actually called like real life.
I had a nigga tell me, bro, why are you still talking? You didn't have to make a video about this, bro. Why are you talking about it? It's not like what he's saying is gonna affect your life.
What they don't understand is this, guys. This is not Donald Trump, the reality TV star, reacting to fake TV show death of reality TV. No. He just got murdered. And this is our fascist ass, dictator ass president saying, yeah, I don't care. Just like you would think a dictator ass, fascist ass president would.
This morning.
That's what authoritarianism is. Yeah. That's what it is.
This morning, we just got information about the shooter. This morning, did you have, do you want to briefly cover that? Because
roofs and
so this morning, well, I think it was throughout the time he was killed, and today we got new footage of him actually leaving the building, jumping into the woods and shit like that, right? So then we got his name recently, Tyler Robinson. He's 22 years old. His father is Matt Robinson, and it appears to everybody that he's been growing up in like a conservative household. There's pictures of him dressing up with Donald Trump around his waist and shit for Halloween.
2017, they did uncover a picture that he wore a Donald Trump costume, which would have been right after he won the election and got inaugurated.
Yeah.
So
2017,
the radical.
So we're talking about there's discussion as to whether or not he's been registered nonpartisan, but it seems though his family was Republican and they have had a gun culture in their household since they were younger.
Very young.
People have compiled this through pictures and everything that have come out about him and his family since then. The reason why I bring up the fact that we just got information on the shooter today is because the president of the United States said yesterday that this was the left's fault and we're going to go after their organizations. We're going to shut down their ways of advocacy and everything because the radical left is out of control.
Only for it to be a white man.
So if we want to create a society in which we can have empathy, we don't have gun violence, and we don't have people getting shot for their political opinions.
Oh, fuck that.
How in the hell do we do that while at the same time okaying and not blasting on and allowing to continue festering the very same ideology that is saying that this shit is okay? Why is there more onus on my reaction of sorrow than the president of the United States for continuing to go at this point?
Bro.
It's always been.
I can tell you why.
Yeah. Tell us why.
Because it's always been humanity afforded to certain people regardless of action. I am a proponent that we should be respecting the humanity of people in their death at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But some people just don't.
That a white dude can get that regardless of what they say and what they do.
Some people just don't.
We get excuses.
What are you gonna say?
When I saw the video of Dean talking about it. You know, we need to have empathy as a father, all this and that. Empathy is for the privileged. Did George Floyd have empathy? Did his daughter have empathy?
Let's keep it a beat.
Before you even go, what if we got on here, right? And was like, I mean, shit. He got shot, but I don't know if he really died to that shot, bro. We should check his like.
What you think could have happened to us, my nigga?
We should check what he ingested before, right?
They was making documentaries about George Floyd.
What if we made a 30-fucking-minute video of what he had inside of his body before he got shot?
Let's keep it hours before Charlie Kirk died. He had a post about George Floyd, about, I forgot what the title of it, but it's basically making a narrative because he had went on New York Times and saw how many articles was made of George Floyd, basically saying he was a criminal and this and that. Empathy.
So here's where the empathy comes in. I can see and understand more and feel for the perspective more of a person like a Dean crying because his homie was there.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have a problem with that. Your homie was there, right? So my thing is, I'm not coming out and checking people as to where their empathy is and to what degree they have empathy because I know what you guys are saying and what you guys have been telling me you stand for.
Yeah.
If I can see a person who had a friend who was there who just witnessed a murder and I can understand the feelings relating to that situation and I can let that inform my perspective, that is me practicing empathy. But if you actually want to practice empathy, the best way to do that is to try your hardest to make sure something like this doesn't happen,
again.
Right? And there are two ways you can do that.
Yep.
There are two ways you can do that.
Tell them.
One is you can be a staunch advocate for gun control like we continuously have been.
None of them brought up gun control yet.
Is you can wholeheartedly, without compromise, reject fascism, reject white nationalism, reject Christian nationalism, and reject the violent rhetoric that has pushed us here. And who embodies all of those things? Guys, it is okay to ask yourself an honest question.
Like, damn,
when Joseph Goebbels passed away. I'm sorry.
How much are we gonna lie to ourselves? And I brought this up to him the other. We were talking about this shit. I'm like, what this was for me as well, but it was like a litmus test for how people react.
Oh
to
my
shit.
goodness!
Because
I've had to unfollow so many fucking people.
I can sit here on this couch every fucking Friday and come and tell y'all I care about these issues, I care about fascism, I care about all of these things. But if something happens that tests those morals, those things that I've built up, and my reaction is what I saw from, I'm not gonna say no names, but from some of the people, I'm questioning, like you said, do you really denounce the things you talk about? Why? Because put it on paper, keeping it a bean. If someone like Hitler gets blicked, gets murdered, you can find the empathy and understanding this is a human person with blood and bones. With the family.
With the family.
At that same fucking time, Charlie Kirk himself didn't believe in empathy. Charlie Kirk himself said, yeah, certain children, certain people do need to die to keep our Second Amendment right. Charlie Kirk himself.
I was going to say, guys, this is not a political opinion. That's why I put that shit in quotation.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If we all saw the video and we reacted in the human way. And the reason why is because it is terrifying seeing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you could see a child facing that same fate, what would you say? I saw it with the children in Gaza on my phone. I've seen it with the school shootings that are continuously happening, that keep getting justified. And the feeling is the same way. That cold feeling, that pit in your stomach. That anger, because someone just passed away and we're not even doing anything about it.
Right.
And Charlie Kirk, with the same access to information that I had, said that that's necessary.
It's worth it.
It's not selling.
So how does democracy die? Because I don't have empathy for that person, but the person with the connections, the wealth, the media experience, and the empire that he built through Turning Point USA says it's okay for more kids to keep dying, and I'm held to a higher moral standard.
You know what
That's like
it's not even celebrating his death. It's understanding that, bro, there are consequences to everything that all of y'all have been covering. If you're talking about gun control and saying, well, people still got to die for us to remain in gun control. If you still support Israel, like, oh, well, you know, things just have to happen in war. You think there's no consequences to anything you're saying, and there will be no effect for you saying, you want to know why there's no consequence? Because you're white and privileged, and that is not a concept.
Yeah, that's the white supremacy. The reason, and this is what I want all of the people, and like you said, your reaction to how you reacted to Charlie Kirk dying, it has nothing to do with me. I don't care. But for the creators, my biggest, and that's why I completely switched my direction of how I made my video. Because my biggest thing was, I'm seeing creators bashing their own communities on how they're reacting. Or people saying, I'm cutting people off because you react.
Red lines in the sand.
I asked you this question. I asked you this question, especially if you're white and you said some shit like that. I really need you to unpackage and evaluate that white supremacy within you that made you see something like Charlie Kirk dying.
They don't know who he is.
That's the red line.
We need to stop.
That's the red line.
The school shootings that have happened for years on end. The constant, we need gun control, we need gun reform. We constantly for years. And the red line was Charlie Kirk, the same guy that said, yeah, some kids do need to die to keep our Second Amendment rights. But that was the red line that speaks to the white supremacy, that speaks to the privilege.
Before you go first, right? I seen a couple creators, not gonna name them, whatever, I don't fucking need to, but they were like, they basically said the same shit, like, yo, if you're cheering this on, or if you're not like showing empathy, I gotta cut you off and whatever. I seen this white dude say that I followed before. And then right after, it was like the universe was speaking to me. Right after, I seen a video. Do y'all know who like the political, he's a little black kid. He's like, his name is Noah.
Was he like 13?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
So I guess him and Charlie Kirk were at a convention, or he might have ran into Charlie Kirk at a convention.
I saw that. I saw that.
Nigga went up to Charlie Kirk. He was like, yo, why did you say like civil rights should be like disbanded or whatever? He was like, no, I said that it was a mistake. And he was like, man, that's messed up. You know, if without that, I wouldn't be here. And as the kid is walking off, the nigga says, exactly. And that's the person that you want me to have empathy for.
If we're keeping it a buck,
these niggas,
say it,
bro. Fuck this empathy shit. A line needs to be drawn. You wanna know why niggas are so mad? Guys, they are about to come to our home and do whatever they want to. They're about to come to Chicago and do whatever the fuck they want. And these niggas are talking about empathy. No, a line needs to be drawn so empathy can be in the future.
Yes.
But this is a time where it's not
empathy
needed.
is policy. Empathy is gun reform.
That's what
the fuck are we talking about?
Empathy is policy. Empathy is gun reform. Empathy is every word we speak every day.
Every single day.
Empathy is how you carry yourself. Empathy is how I care for each one of y'all. Empathy is the words I leave with people on a day-to-day because I know my days are numbered.
Yes.
Empathy is how I live and breathe and try to do every single day. And you've seen a black child saying that my existence wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this policy. And you said exactly.
People think.
What does that mean?
Wait,
what
guys,
do those
hold on.
words mean?
Come on, guys. He's a family man, bro. We're supposed to forget all that. Fuck all that, bro. He's a family man.
Genghis Khan was a family man.
You know where our empathy
Hitler was a family man.
Our empathy is putting excess forces in all these type places. Put a tank in Chicago. That's their empathy. So we can lower crime. So we can do all this shit.
Fuck out of here, bro.
If we want a society that makes sense, then like I said at the beginning, we have to be consistent in our stance against political violence, right? And you know how you're consistent in that stance. I seen a creator talk about how they're not happy. They're not rejoicing or whatever about Charlie Kirk because they fully understand the threat that Charlie Kirk was, his organization, how much wealth and power he had, and there's gonna be retaliation.
That should have been full stop.
Wait. Okay, so let me start with this as an expression on how people choose and pick when they want to consider political violence.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talked on this show a few weeks ago about that FSU shooter, who was a member of Turning Point USA's chapter, I'm losing the ability to understand how somebody amassing a bunch of wealth and organization structure through lying and propagandizing and radicalizing people to the point where there are some of these people who are going out and committing their own shootings. The allowing that to happen and fester and succeed and become the dominant political thought in the country is not violence.
That's not political violence.
That's not. Someone joined
political violence to them gotta be physical.
And on the principles that they got reassured by this person, went and killed other people. And the accumulation of that power rising in the country is not political violence, but it is political violence that we all need to be scared of once the leader of that passes away.
You know what that kind of sounds like?
That sounds like the only difference is that you saw a white dude who you thought we was just arguing against get popped in live footage, but you didn't see the other kids who might have also been white who got shot by the people who listened to him.
And I'm so
you didn't see that in 4K.
When it came to the George Floyd thing, and the main thing was, oh, he's a criminal, so he doesn't deserve that empathy. What is the difference between him and Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk isn't probably a registered criminal, but nigga, look how much he supported that has affected this country now.
If he was a criminal and that's the reason why he didn't have empathy, then Trump should have gotten no empathy.
Trump shouldn't have been
the president. But Trump's not
if we care about
Trump's not a criminal. Trump's a victim of the system.
Exactly, a victim of the system.
Guys, it's
that he
all
abuses
political.
and made.
It's all political.
Political is in the
all
shoe
political.
You know what
right
you know what
now,
it genuinely sounds like, gang? And I saw this shit and I was laughing about this shit when I saw the comment because I'm like, that's the shit. That's funny to me. What's funny to me is I saw people talking about the white on white crime shit and the black on black crime shit. And I said, what's funny to me is we're talking about empathy. And no one wants to have the actual conversations about policy, about gun reform, about these things. To say, guess what, guys? Y'all are jumping at the candlelight vigil saying, white man stand up. Well, the white man shot the white man. What are we talking about?
We're going to shut down all
what are we talking about?
Rather than just putting resources in solving these problems, but y'all don't
gun
care. So do not look at me and say I have to give empathy to this man when y'all don't give a fuck about solving our problems because y'all didn't give a fuck about the black boy that just saw his father get shot in his face.
It's gaslight and push the blame. Gaslight and push the blame.
Yep.
Even on paper right now, we know it was a white male shooter.
Or suspected of. That's everyone they've arrested.
Yeah, they lost two of them.
They lost. They're all fucking. They've arrested 3 people. They've arrested. They let go.
Yeah, they've arrested 3 people.
They arrested 3 people. Let go 2 of them. They were all white males. Utah has a population.
The black population is 1.2%.
in Utah of 1 point what?
2%.
1.2%.
Utah.
And what did that director say when he got that did that interview?
Oh, yeah, when he was saying, I was hoping for hours and hours that it wasn't one of us. I was hoping it was someone from a different state,
When are we going to talk about those acts? When are we going to be talking about those problems? It's always, especially when it comes to the white supremacy and the privilege, it's push blame, push blame, push blame, push blame, push blame. It's never damn like.
I think.
Let's watch the clip. Let's watch the clip.
For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody.
That's what you were praying for 33 hours.
Not gun reform. Empathy. Not gun reform.
You're the governor.
Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say,
guys, this is a joke.
I'm sorry.
For 33 hours, this nigga, please be a nigga, please be a nigga, please be a nigga. Please be somebody from a different country, please, please. No, it's a white man.
I'm concerned about that for 33 hours.
Not gun reform.
That is what you're
for the victim
about,
of
not
this,
gun reform.
Guys.
That's what I'm going to fuck with.
This is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say. It's what it is the paradox of tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
I watched
Talk about it.
The Jubilee debate with Mehdi Hassan. Where a Nazi sat in front of the dude and said, yeah, I'm sitting here at this public forum televised debate because I want to use this as an ends to get to a point where we don't have any elections anymore and then we'll be led by a divine dictator. By allowing that perspective in, you are tabling somebody who wants to flip the table.
Yep.
You're saying you can sit down and have this conversation about all your perspectives when your perspective is we should be dead and we shouldn't be talking about this.
I just saw.
So my issue is, if you want a tolerant society, what do you tolerate and what do you not tolerate?
Yeah.
You don't have to resort to shooting people to get your justice.
No.
But to do that, to make sure we're not shooting people to get our justice, you have to advocate for a society and you have to staunchly fight for a society where it cannot be popular to advocate to shoot people to get your point across.
Yeah.
And that's what white supremacist violence is and has always
That's what
been.
the president of the United States
has allowed. Yeah.
The tolerance gets low and they don't tolerate shit when it comes to one of their own being affected by it. And why I say that, Charlie Kirk literally went on a press conference. He said some people should be publicly executed and it should be presented by Coca-Cola.
I saved that video 2 times because I was going to put it in for us to watch us and I just did not put it in the file. He said we should have public executions. It should be quick and it should be publicly broadcasted.
Yeah.
At what point do somebody's words matter when it comes to factoring in how you remember a person?
Speak no evil, see no evil. Speak no evil, see no evil.
Can I talk about something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
A huge point I want to bring up is he was praying for 33 hours, right?
Nuts.
Let's talk about the I saw so many Christians.
It's irritating.
As a Christian, you're supposed to forgive and forget, and you're supposed to look at someone and you're never supposed to congratulate. You think that, and I would like to say this, right? I'm not Jesus himself. I'm not your preacher, your pastor, your nothing. But I'm gonna say this, bro. I grew up in the church my entire life. I understand the empathy. I understand the Bible. My father's a preacher. If you knew 1 cent of anything Charlie Kirk stood for as a Christian,
anything that came out his mouth,
the hateful rhetoric, the bigotry,
if my daughter were to get raped, I'd have her carry the baby.
Family man.
And here's the ironic thing about that, right? We are in a time where he just got popped, right? He got on that Jubilee stage and said, yeah, if my daughter is 9 years old and she got raped, she's going to have to carry the baby to term. And now his baby and his wife has turned to the very thing that he hates. A single mother, no father child.
All the gang violence talk.
What are we talking about?
All the shit he
talk about black people.
All the talk about black people. Black women.
My thing
abortions.
Is so with all
the power in the tongue is crazy.
So with
dog.
all that being
gang.
there, bro.
Come on, gang.
I pose this question. My question is, will empathetic, sorrowful reactions to the death of Nazis save society? If the answer is yes, the way I envision the answer being yes is, if someone like Charlie Kirk gets shot and we all as a unified front say that we just condemn political violence, we have to acknowledge humanity, wife, father, kids. At the end of the day, it's not political. Let's put the politics aside.
It's not
if we agree with that framework and we say yes, then what should happen in a society that makes sense is that Trump and the Republicans or people who agree with Charlie Kirk look at us, see that even despite all the things that he said, all the career that he made, advocating for everything, we said this human being died. It shouldn't have happened. Let's
and this shit has to stop.
And then they see us react like that. They say, yeah, this is really bad for our political society. The fact that we keep having these violent deaths and everything. All right, let's call it a truce and let's be done.
I couldn't care less.
It took 45 minutes for Elon Musk to say the left is the party of murder.
Come on.
We went from
Come on.
We went home.
So-
we went on Twitter before you even got to make a video and this nigga said something.
So the reality is, JJ.
So the reality is, your reaction doesn't matter because they hate you too.
They hate you. Stop acting like they like you.
They put out lists. There's currently lists.
Talk about the
of
list.
Creators. As soon the day he passed away, his fans went and started making lists of creators who are justifying his death in their eyes and who caused him to be killed in their eyes. And they dox those people. They put where they're from. They put their whole government name on it, pictures, the instances in which they were mocking Charlie Kirk. They are actively, as a result of the rhetoric that they've been buying hook, line, and sinker and using to fuel flames, are now saying that they are victimized and now we have to react with even more wrath and anger.
Yeah. Dean cried over him and was on the list within 24 hours.
The people that are currently doing everything in their way to stop us from getting it to a society where we can have our free opinions are trying to unalive creators and are listing people like Dean for even though you had your reaction.
So, and there's Dean cried over him, and that's not the problem, Matt. He can't cry over him. No, you can. To then state though, okay, if you think anything other than me and my reaction to it, like if I'm Dean, right, crying over it, if you think anything other than that, I can't support you. When you're on the list that these people want to murk you now,
and you didn't do shit. If anything, you had the right.
Sitting here policing people, telling, "Oh, if you feel this way, you're a ghoul." Our president just went on
and said, "I couldn't care less."
Doubled down and didn't give a fuck. Elon had that list, didn't give a fuck.
So what we're saying is this. So what I'm saying is this: can you cry? Can you have your own empathy over a dead person, a dead human? Yes. Does the empathy stop at social media? No, that's what we've been saying.
And then the people,
it doesn't.
The people that are supposed to care, like a Trump, all these people who are supposed to
they don't care.
They're incentivizing this nigga's death.
They're saying, let's ramp it up some more.
I could have died laughing the moment it happened, and it wouldn't have embroiled this country more than what the president has said already.
It hasn't.
The president himself, take your fucking heads out of your asses. Yes. You're going to have so many people with no profile pic on Instagram, on Twitter, saying whatever they want to say. Sure. But when the president himself comes out and says, in light of all of this, I couldn't care less. How? How is a liberal leftist, whatever you call yourself, do you then say, I ain't gonna lie, or a Christian or what? Y'all the issue for pointing out.
And also,
shorty, what?
And also, this happened.
The fuck,
the
man?
days will continue moving, and I'm just as confident that if I went to any of these people, regardless of how you reacted, regardless of whether or not you cried or you laughed or you said nothing or you were indifferent. I can guarantee you, if I put the Charlie Kirk gun rights bill in front of you, where we heavily restrict firearms, where we make a national firearms registry, where we do all types of shit, I know you'd support it. I know you'd support it, right? These creators, if I went to you, I know you'd support it, right? You know I support it, right?
All these people would,
So you're wasting time trying to morally condemn, trying to virtue signal, trying to look as though you're the ones with the true arbiter, with the true moral ground, when at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, the only ones who are still standing in benefit of a moral society are the very people that you're wasting time condemning for how they reacted right now.
All that condemning shit is
But the other people are still headstrong on their path that we should not have an empathetic society, that we should not have gun reform, that this should keep happening.
And if you want to test that theory, present the bill. Present it.
If you really
and you'll see how fast that bitch gets voted against by the Republicans.
Especially like, I'm sorry, not even in a sense of we don't have to celebrate his death or anything, but I'm even seeing the mixed like responses when it comes to black creators in a sense. And I'm like, bro, y'all don't have to sit here and do the most with it, but like, why are we divided with
that
people?
shit is performative. It's performative.
Because people have gotten so into I told JJ this. I said, even with the way the kind of the left has portrayed people like Ben Shapiro, Nick Front, all of these people, right?
The meme culture.
We've made these people memes. They made Charlie Kirk smile a meme. They made Nick Fuentes, you niggas ain't got no motion. All of that shit is memes. What that does is it humanizes these Nazis.
Yep.
So that when I'm not saying you gotta I wouldn't celebrate. I wasn't celebrating this nigga's dying.
You think niggas was,
You don't gotta celebrate the nigga.
Niggas gotta know the difference, bro. Wishing on somebody's death is, damn, I hope that nigga gone, bro. I hope that nigga's died. Man, I wish he's dead. Celebration. Woo, yeah, he's dead.
You don't gotta celebrate.
You pointing out that
the reality.
Damn, the way he's speaking might have caused this. That's not celebration. That's telling you how it is, nigga.
No one point that out. The reality of it is the side he was on does not want and has full blown for the last 30, 40, 50 years, probably longer, said fuck no to gun control and gun reform. So that's the reality.
Bro, you don't have to celebrate. You can mourn the nigga. And I think everyone has mourned him in the sense of like, damn, he died. No one's celebrating his shit. Like, we can still call it how it is, bro. We can feel bad that it happened, but gang, we not finna sit here and be like, you didn't do the things
and
you
also,
did to everyone.
Yeah, and also I'm not finna tell you not.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell you how to feel.
If you over here throwing a fucking birthday party about it, you can do.
I'm not gonna tell you how to feel when obviously it's okay apparently to celebrate people's deaths, but according to bro. But my other thing, right?
Charlie Kirk wouldn't want us to mourn him. He said it.
He did say it. He did
say that.
He fucking said that.
He did say
I'm
sorry, bro.
And
he said something about him actually getting shot himself. Like he said, what did he say about his own death?
He's like, damn, it feels like I got shot by AR-15.
Well, it just sounds like it's haunting because
haunting.
You want to know why? No, you want to know why it's haunting. This is what I was gonna get to. It's haunting because, newsflash, white supremacy is winning. That's why you thought that this was just some random political nigga and you're caught so off guard by why there's such a toxic and vitriolic reaction. It's because he became normalized.
Yeah.
He was just
those ideologies became normalized.
He was just Charlie Kirk as a person just became an aspect of the American cultural zeitgeist, just a person who's present, and we know he says nut shit, and we know he got a fucked up smile, and we know that he be debating and everything. And that debate, bro, like Thunderdome, where it's constant debating back and forth all the time, also popularized him because all you're seeing is these moments where he's being made to look stupid or where he's crushing the liberal. But in that moment right there, for the blood sport, for the love of the game, for the watching the social media and seeing these interactions, that white nationalism, white supremacy, and Nazism and rhetoric became just par for the course. which is why they're currently winning.
When there's
so
no
y'all
line.
This is what we've been saying.
so off guard when something happened to bro, because it's just politics.
Yeah.
But what is happening?
What's happening in the country?
Your country is going in a direction where they are rationalizing and justifying people getting killed on live camera and 9-minute footage while being unarmed.
It's cool.
That's what
it's
when
cool
there
to
is
change the profile pics to the black screen and all that shit. And then you see someone dying, you're like, oh my God. Yeah!
Because we've been
saying.
When you sit there and tolerate everything, no line will be drawn. That's why it's winning. Because no fucking line has been drawn.
No line will be drawn.
No
if
will be drawn.
If I say
Everything has to be fucking debatable now.
Everything's a debate.
I don't give a
Everything's
fuck
a
about
clip.
nuances.
Everything's a
These niggas talking about
people are
nuances
dying
when kids are being bombed in Gaza, and we talk about nuances. Shut your white ass
Exactly.
up.
No, you're talking about civility. We need to save our principles. We need to employ empathy for people who don't have it for us, because that's how we only get to a society. But I employed empathy for the kids who don't know me because they got bombed before they could ever find out who I was. And did our government follow suit and uphold our moral lines in our society and bring us back to a point where we don't like violence? No, because we're still sending the bombs that are making it happen.
And
so
that's the- and that's the
that
shit.
blood money.
So
Empathy,
when I deviate from what was comfortable in 2011 and 2010 to have a state funeral, hang my head, cry, and say all of these great patriotic American words, when I deviate from that because they deviated from that, in order to get us to a situation where we're not celebrating this shit, I am not the problem in that scenario.
No.
That's crazy.
Because they will continuously take this to your doorstep. Continuously laugh, justify, joke about all these people who we all love dearly because they're not here to care for those people. And you're telling me, yes, you can have some thought in your mind that is empathetic toward that person, but you're not about to tell me to expand my capacity and to genuinely have a sobbing breakdown about this because the way in which
or call other people out for not having
because the way in which we're going to actively
do
this, because the way in which we're actively going to stop this shit is if we draw a red line as to what ideologies create these fucking circumstances.
Yeah.
We should not be okaying ideologies that dehumanize people, say that black women don't got the processing power to be listened
That's not debatable.
Nazism is not a political opinion.
It's not.
Stop saying that.
Bro, it's not normal. It is getting normalized to a point. It's horrible,
he got hit because of his political opinion.
It's almost as if there's it's almost as if there's a reason for when back all right, we a little old and stuff. But it's almost as if there's a reason for when we were 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, and we heard about Nazis and those things, and it's almost as if there's a reason for that teaching. It's almost as if there's a reason for them being those are bad ideologies. And shit like this started happening.
Y'all niggas got y'all priorities fucked up, because if y'all gonna watch this video and y'all gonna sit up here and call us ghouls, I want y'all to look at the same niggas in that administration. All these niggas doing all this type things, and you gonna look at us and call us ghouls.
These niggas are throwing books away.
My advice for anybody, regardless of how you feel about bro, is to keep it pushing.
Like they do with everybody else.
Yup.
Is to
keeping it a beam.
Keep it pushing.
I am not advocating that we go break down the footage of Charlie Kirk's death and justify why he might not have died in the way that we
they did with George Floyd.
That's showing more empathy than them.
Yup.
That's what it is. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to talk about showing more empathy, that is all that's required of you.
Yep.
I have no fear that you're going to be an advocate for political violence, that you're going to lead to the downfall of our society, or that you're going to say that we should just start solving shit with assassinations now, because you saying that he was murdered, you saying that this was a tragedy, you saying condolences at all, and you not lying about the nigga's death and making up conspiracies is already showing more empathy than they ever have, and that they are saying that they ever will, because bro just said, I don't even care. So,
Period, point blank.
at that point, you're good.
You're good.
Yep.
You're good.
I'm not about to cry for this nigga. I'm not about to sit. I reached out to at least one person who I seen was there when it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you don't deserve to have seen that take as much time as you need. Because that's crazy.
Yeah, nuts.
No one is saying that everyone should just watch people die publicly. Besides Charlie Kirk when he was alive.
Besides him. Besides him. He said
by his logic.
What I'm saying is that I don't want to see that.
Nothing. It hasn't changed though. This didn't change
but
me
JJ,
not wanting to see
I also
that.
don't want to see
I don't want to see children getting bombed.
I also
don't want to see school shootings.
The
I don't want to see George Floyd.
Gang, it happens every single day, but no one wants to say anything.
Nobody wants to. The reality is, we need gun reform, and we've been needing gun reform.
reality is,
we need policy. We need to draw a red line against all of these ideologies. That's the realities, and Charlie Kirk's death did not change that.
Okay, so exactly. So now what do we do now? Do you want me to handshake and cry with the Nazis? Or do you want me to get right back to what I was doing, saying this is why Nazism can't be in our society? And if that's going to hurt your feelings? Is that going to hurt your feelings? Is that going to implicate Charlie Kirk? Yeah, because he stood for Nazism for his entire life. So I don't know what you want me to do. You can call me a ghoul anyway, because I'm literally the only way in which we can get the society y'all want to is if we actually start giving a fuck about moral compasses.
Yes.
And I will go toe to toe with any human being on this earth. I would rather go myself and try to draft up a gun proposal bill than sit here and cry for this nigga.
Oh God,
no. Actually get a solution instead of crying for this nigga.
And then we can, and then when we're discussing how that legislation comes back, then we can argue about who's more moral.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we can do that.
Then
we can really do that, because are you really gonna argue me down at that point about where?
It's parents that's been crying for years about Sandy Hook.
Parents that been crying and y'all
about Sandy Hook, gang, and y'all ignored it, and y'all call them liars, and y'all call them conspiracy. Said it was fake.
Real.
They've been crying over their kids for years, shorty.
Tons of parents.
Come on, gang.
Tons of parents.
A father died from a heart attack because his fucking wife and child died at that school, and we're sitting here calling it fake.
Come on, shorty.
Stop.
And we'll wrap on this.
Wrap us up, JJ.
And we'll wrap on this. Melissa Hortman and her family were attacked, were killed. The dog was killed. She was an elected official. The person who killed her had a list of multiple other Democrats that they wanted to kill. The literal carbon cut definition of a politically motivated assassination. Mm-hmm. Trump paid lip service. He obfuscated. It fell out of the media within a couple days. And all of us had the same reaction. What the fuck? We still bring her up to this day because it's fucked up that an elected official got assassinated. We don't even talk about it.
We don't talk about
it.
People on the right don't know her.
People don't care.
And you got people who not even in politics saying we have that.
So if we're talking about political violence and what is going to create a more violent time, you being like, nah, I don't really care that Charlie Kirk died, is a 0 on the scale in comparison to us fumbling our messaging and getting half-hearted, shallow-ass condemnations when a Democratic elected official got assassinated. Oh, no, and guess what it is? It's the fault of the Democrats.
Nuts.
You're telling victims in this situation to feel for their oppressor.
Yeah. If you want to police someone's attitude, be consistent with your energy.
If you want to police someone's attitude, he should have been locked up.
Backtrack. Say it again. Say it again.
You want victims in this situation to feel for their oppressors. And if you want to police anyone's reaction to anything, you should have been policing Charlie Kirk's reaction to the world he lived in until the day he dropped dead. Yep. With your full and unabashed aggression. You should have been doing it.
AB, what was his last words?
Gang violence.
All right.
Trying to shift the blame
to black people
for a uniquely American white problem that we keep falling victim to because these guns keep getting pushed into our fucking neighborhoods and we keep trying to advocate for something where this stops happening. And then a white man used the guns that's God-given to shoot another white man, and HBCUs got threats. Whatever you want to think about the political world in the United States, you need to come to terms.
What fuck me for?
Bro.
You don't need to sit there and condemn other people for being ghouls. You need to come to terms with you live in a ghoulish political reality.
Yeah.
Yep.
You live in a ghoulish ass country.
Yep.
You live in a ghoulish ass country before you realized. Oh,
since they got
white people
since before they got
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now. Fuck out of here.
And to the people out there, right, that say, damn, You lame for even bringing this up. This shit don't affect me. These are the same niggas that back in 1940 Germany would have just been minding their business, not paying attention, right? Because it don't concern me.
Whatever
it gets
you
snatched
think,
up and put in the camp.
Whatever
with,
you think.
with a 5 foot tall pit of dead people.
These niggas you want to know where they will damn near not even snatch you up, but question you if you black or brown or even where you work.
They already
we're
been
talking
doing
about
it.
being.
Where have we been for the last since day
Where have we
one?
been? It seems like everyone policing everyone has completely forgot what has been happening, or you just didn't care as much.
I'm about to
as
say.
you
I even told
Right.
you yesterday. This moral outrage and crime would have even been more acceptable before the 2024 election.
Yeah.
Since they got in this bitch, they've showed complete flagrant disregard, and you're shocked that some people are reacting the way that they are. I genuinely want us to understand as like a people, as a country, that there is one way we can everyone has nostalgia for Barack Obama and how classy he was and how everything. The American eagle will never get back to that point.
Nope.
If Donald Trump, if the ideology that Charlie Kirk and all of them embodied continues to go this way, it won't be just Charlie Kirk.
Nope.
It will be other people.
It'll be the millions that he influenced.
It eventually will be someone on our side because they keep trying to get that to happen every time they want to keep doing that.
Yep.
So the only thing you're left with to do is to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Whether that's with your words, whether that's how you process these situations, you have to defend yourself and defend the ideologies that save people's lives.
Yeah.
That person stood for, I don't know what would need to happen for you to understand that whatever you think you're going to be doing in 1940s Germany is what you're doing right now.
Right.
Yep.
Joseph Goebbels, I mentioned before, was the top Nazi propagandist. I just read an article about how his press secretary or some shit died in like 2017 and got to have a whole article, lived to 107, got to have a whole article and was like, I don't express that like regret and everything. So if we continue going down this path that Trump and Republicans want us to go, and we ever get to a timeline that is actually dead comparable and in the situation of 1940 Germany, how is someone like Charlie Kirk remembered in that context? Are you going to keep crying?
Ask yourself.
Are you going to keep
crying for Hitler's right-hand man?
And if you are going to keep crying,
ask yourself why that is.
Ask yourself why.
Because I've shed a lot of tears in the last couple of years for a lot of people.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even before I was political.
And if you want to keep crying, bro,
one of them.
don't expect no change. You want to sit there and keep crying, guys.
Shit. No.
That's just the reality of what we live in.
Save your tears. Save your tears for them kids that we could be saving. If
we was crying over Breonna Taylor.
Yep.
Fuck is you talking about?
They were justifying.
Yeah.
But we got called pussies
yep.
for even like defending them.
Come on.
Okay. Documentaries on George Floyd.
You tell niggas that they're wrong, and they come in your comments with the same rhetoric. Well, you look like you don't have a dad. You still can't breathe, right?
Yes, because the violence did not start with Charlie Kirk.
Nope.
No.
You really need to and I'm imploring you at home. Think about what you consider to be political and think about what you consider to be violence and ask yourself why you think those things. Yeah. And that will help you bring it to a ground level where human beings who are being honest, open, and candid about how they feel in this situation will actually make some sense to you.
Yep.
Y'all want to talk strategy? This strategy is about to continue to spiral this shit out of control, not because everyone didn't cry and have a national day of mourning. It's because the entire Democratic Party pretty much did unifiedly come out and condemn it, and they still went, bro.
You all said we condemn this shit, and nigga got on the TV and said he don't care.
Theory is one thing, arguments are one thing, but every single day we live this shit, we're living this shit. Reality. This shit has a real consequences.
Yep.
And stop trying to run from that because the shit made you uncomfortable to see. Because it made all of us uncomfortable to see.
Yeah.
It does every fucking time. And that's why we wanted to
school
stop.
Shootings, everything.
Why do you think we get on this podcast every day?
Come on, gang.
Constantly seeing.
We don't want that shit to happen.
We get gaslit into thinking we ain't see none.
Come on.
Okay.
We will continue to be advocates and be consistent on this issue as we have been for years up to this point. If you don't believe it, go watch the footage back. There's a reason why we are the people that we are.
It's as written.
And I want to thank all of y'all for rocking with us, and I want to encourage y'all to stay safe out there.
Yes.
It is obviously a very fraught time, and we're all scared.
Yep.
So keep that head on a swivel and keep yourself educated, and do not let these people emotionally gaslight you while they constantly advocate for your demise.
Yep. That's right.
Ending off with
Brief break. In our related news, getting back to life, we're trying to continue to find a way to keep our spirits up and continue making the best out of the opportunity that y'all have given us. We have very special news coming. Soho's coming.
Soho drops.
You see the tees we wearing, man.
You see, we squatted. This is back to back.
And I got George and Brianna on this shirt.
Exactly. Because the freedom fight is one where we've already lost far too many.
Yeah.
And I don't got that much time to waste on shit like that. I want us to see a reduction in the loss of life. And I think that I really actually do fuck with this shirt because it kind of pulls from the genuine care that comes when you actually see shit like this happen, and you continuously do.
Yeah.
Right.
Because hey, we're cut differently than a lot of the white political content creators who are reacting. We have to live in this shit, bro.
These shirts, bro, been had these shirts. The anger has been here, bro.
These shirts been here for years.
And
go get your shirts.
That's that's the society in which we continuously get pushed to. There's a reason why artistic expression is usually the first thing to go in a fascist regime.
You gotta announce.
Nah, we got the stream.
What stream? Big anniversary stream, nigga. 2 years.
My anniversary stream.
If you guys want to see the anniversary stream, to get the shirts, to continue following how we're covering this situation and everything else, please follow on all our socials, our privates, individuals, JWMJ, JWMJ8.
What you on, Matt?
SohoStudios.co.
AB the artist, yes sir.
And y'all can catch us. We're obviously not going nowhere, and we'll continue to let y'all know where we're coming from, advocate.
Oh shit, I gotta
all
tell
that
you
other shit. Yeah.
It drops on Saturday, and it drops at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So,
Be
link
ready.
will be in the bio.
Be ready.
See y'all there.
Be ready.
See y'all there. Be ready. We love y'all very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
so much for everything again. Have an awesome day or night wherever you may be, and see you.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not do
Need
shit?
to
Like
eat. I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.